Hello, ladies. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, racers and race fans from all around the globe. This is the Pro-Am Racing Challenge brought to you by Omega Sim Racing. This is round 5. We're at Misano for season 2 of 2025. The action is just about to begin. The drivers are doing their outlaps as we speak. And while they do that, let's take a look at our calendar and see where the drivers have been and where we're going after this, folks. We started on May 6th on Assetto Corsa Competizione with a grand prize of a Next Level Racing HF8 haptic feedback chair brought to you by our sponsors, Next Level Racing, FAF for the love of the road, and Toronto Racing Simulators for all your simulator needs. Registration is still open in case you are wanting to get in on the action. Drivers started their engines quite a long time ago, but we've still got more racing action yet to come. 3 different categories of drivers. We've got the gold, the pros, the silvers, the pro-ams, and the bronze, the amateurs. I'm the Real High, your commentator, and your host, aka Sagar Bakshi, being my real name. We've been to Monza, we've been to Alton Park, Brands Hatch, Centerton, and Misano being round 5 of this 8-round championship, where we're going to finish things off with the Red Bull Ring, Zandvoort, and then the Nürburgring. Ooh, spicy, folks. Got 22 drivers still in it to win it. Cheers for Tenente in chat from Itan Vivi and Nicolas via Tenente. I love to see the cheers for everybody's favorite driver as they all come out. Thank you very much for the love and support that you're giving to the Omega Sim Racing channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff so you get notified when we go live. And we are just about to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is dark out here at Misano. Let's take a look at the weather really quickly and see where the drivers are all at. Partly cloudy through the day with warm temperatures for the Misano circuit, 24 degrees being the ambient, 34 degrees being the track temperature out there right now. South breeze at 2.1 kilometers per hour with gusts up to 27 kilometers per hour. Holy Toledo, it is quite breezy and it ain't being easy on the drivers. And I love to see the endurance lights light up the racetrack here at Misano because this is an actual stadium course. We have a few floodlights, but not as many as some places like Bahrain, of course, where they do true endurance racing. Let's take a look at the driver's standings before we get too far into things, folks. Top 5 drivers going into round 5. This is after round 4 with 2 drop scores applied. Justin Cutler leads the charge with 79 points over Kevin Lee, separated by just 1 point. The Nissan versus the Ferrari up at the front of the pack. Ryan Nash driving the Porsche in 3rd place with 71 points. Dominic Shimano working his way forward, 56 points over the Lexus of Justin Gottlieb. 55 points to his name, and no changes from 3 through 5, but it's awfully close, nip and tuck at the front of the field. Who will win that haptic feedback HF8 seat? Time can only tell for the pros. Into the Pro-Am category now. Same rules apply for round 4. 2 drop scores applied. Rory Buchanan leads with 73 points over your boy BK. You got it, with 72 points driving a Ford Mustang. Corey McNulty with 72 points over Wilson Ho with 71 points. And Nicholas Kindred with 67 points. Almost nice. BK and Corey McNulty nip and tuck. Corey McNulty, of course, driving the Audi. You can barely see the silver rings there on the display, but they are there predominantly. He is the only Audi driver on this field driving that Evo 2. In the GTD AM category, it's David Johnson with 79 points, Laszlo Toth with 75, Johnny Nickelford or John Nickelford, and then Nathan Baer with 66 points, Chris Frazier with 62 points. And it's getting a little dicey here in this qualifying opening session as they come to Curva de Rio. David Johnson leads, though, 79 points to his name, and he keeps on chipping away at Laszlo Toth's advancements. Laszlo Toth having an unfortunate event. I believe it was at Snetterton, and he was first place and then ended up finishing close to dead last, unfortunately. That really hurt his charge. Let's take a look at the qualifying times now. Let's see how the drivers are doing on the racetrack. It'll be Ryan Nash with P1 to his name, driving that Porsche with a 134.255. Didn't help him last week having that pole position. Justin Cutler manages to best him and throughout that race. Wilson Ho in third place right now with a 135.895. A little out of position for the pros right now as they get their footing around this dark racetrack tonight. Benjamin Hyun in fourth place, BK in fifth, Corey McNulty in sixth, Laszlo Toth in seventh, Chris Frazier in 8th, Nathan Baer in 9th, Robert Tenense in 10th, gets bumped down to 11th, Johnny Nickelford finds his way forward, Balwea Isho in 12th position, Milton Diaz in 13th, Nate Roberts in 14th, Enrique Santos Lopez in 15th, Carlos Alberto Notaro in 16th, Ryan Conrad, the driver we're looking at right now, in 17th, Nicholas Kindred in 18th, KO Jr. in 19th, Alan Pena in 20th, Dominic Schumann in 21st, and he's a little out of position right now. I'm sure once he gets a time set, but he's only got 8 minutes left to set this qualifying time. He's got to get the hurry up and go running sooner rather than later. David Johnson, aka Deej Johnson, is going to be in 22nd position, driving the 221. Justin Cutler, the man of the hour, driving the lonely Nissan GTR. He drove this in his last season here at the Pro-Am Racing Challenge and managed to win the championship. He's looking for back-to-back victories here in that category. Justin Cutler only 65 thousandths away from Ryan Nash, and he could be out there to improve. It looks like he is on a flyer right now, potentially. But Ryan Nash looking to improve, looking at the Canadian Tire Motorsport wing that he's got plastered for the FAF Motorsports team. He is coming to the line right now, looking to gain any bit of time, increase the margin between himself and Cutler. A 134.162, but that'll be an invalid lap. Unfortunately, breaching track limits here at Misano is quite easy, and he must have done so at one part or the other on the racetrack. Coming out of Curva del Rio is one place where you can do it, and chopping it up into turn 6 and on your way through turn 7. We're not going to see Ryan Nash go because Nate Roberts has taken the provisional pole position, a 134.072, bests Ryan Nash. The 06 BMW into pit lane. Dominic Schumann still trying to find his footing for the Smash Bros racing team right now. And Schumann driving the black, red, and blue Porsche for the Smash Bros team. I believe that's their colors that they always choose, so glad to see that they're sticking with a similar theme or design over and over again. Wilson Ho looking to improve, the 888 driver in the Ferrari for Six Sigma Racing. Best lap being a 135.895. He's about 6/10 up on this right now. This could promote him into deeper into the top 5, and best Ryan Conrad, who's holding on to that 4th place spot and the lead spot in the Pro-Am category. Wilson Ho wouldn't be too shy about taking away some points from a guy like Ryan Conrad, that's for certain. Carlos Alberto Notaro 1 second up and validates his lap. Wilson Ho goes to the line and bests Ryan Conrad by just a little bit. 2/10 separating the two drivers. The 888 first in the Pro-Am category right now with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this qualifying session. See which other drivers are out here looking to improve. Nicholas Kindred potentially doing so. Coming around Carvone now. Only slow on Tuesdays, but Nicholas Kindred is showing us his pace in third overall, and Curva del Caro is where we'll make the long right-hander. Johnny Nickelford up 1 second on his time as well, but he's got a car bearing down his rear wing, trying to find the gap there between turn 15 and turn 16. He did manage to do it at Curva Misano. He has clear air in front of him, clear air behind him, but he loses a little bit of time. He's down to half a second gained. Where does this put Johnny Nickelford? In the same place that we found him, 16th place for the number 99. 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining on the clock. Benjamin Hyun, 4/10 up on his personal best, but loses it at Curva Tramonto. Excuse me. Benjamin Hyun coming through Curva Misano now. Drifting his way around Misano. Gets to the line, loses that extra 10th that he needed, but it's enough to get past Dominic Schumann in the other Porsche. Not too worried about Dominic Schumann though. He seems to always find some rhythm and pace throughout the race event. Here's the fan favorite, Robert Tenente for Rutronic Racing, the number 92 amateur driver. .138.9 being his best time so far. He's got a lot of ground to make up. He's about 5 seconds off the pace right now from a guy named Ryan Nash, the alien that exists out onto the racing circuit. And Tenente looks like he's up only about a 10th right now. Alan Pena gaining 9 tenths, 8 tenths right now. Tenente losing that time through Curva Garcia. And trying to maintain his track gap right now. Who is that behind him in the 97879? That'll be Ryan Conrad. And he dips, dives, dodges out of the way of Conrad, lets him complete his lap. Alan Pena throws out a yellow flag at turn 2, invalidating his lap. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Those drivers getting to the line, well, they'll get the bonus lap. The drivers finishing their lap right now will have to complete their lap. And then that will be all she wrote. Balwea Isho, another fan favorite and a fan favorite of mine. Oh, invalidates his lap coming through turn 2, Variante del Parco. And unfortunately, that'll be it for the 220. Rests his head in 17th position. Really out of place for the silver-plated driver. Ryan Nash, last lap around, 134.837. Best lap, 134.005. Showing that he has the pace and the consistency to take it to the other drivers tonight. Nate Roberts throwing his elbows out a little bit with that 134.072, separated by 67 thousandths right now. Justin Cutler, 1/10 back from the lead. Ryan Conrad, 6/10 back. KO Jr., 9/10 back. We got 1 second separating the top 5. That's pretty darn good and tasty, if you ask me. Nash finding his way through the traffic on this outlap. I believe that would have been Tenente. And Tenente should take advantage of the tow that he's getting, as well as a little bit of track knowledge. They are in the exact same car. So we should get a feel of where he's gaining and losing time. Porsche in the top spot for the qualifying session. Nate Roberts in P2 for the number 6. Justin Cutler in P3. Oh, excuse me, Cutler finds a lap at the very last possible moment. A 1:34.045. Best Nate Roberts by just a couple of thousandths. That puts the top 3 within 1 second of each other, folks. I'll say that again. That puts the top 3 within 1/10 of each other. Excuse me. That's Nash, Cutler, and Roberts separated by 1/10. Ryan Conrad, 6/10 back. KO Jr., 9/10 back. 1 second back for the rest of the field. And this should be a long formation lap. Take a look at the drivers and their liveries before we get rolling with anything else. We got Ryan Nash in P1 with a 1:34.005, and he is driving the Porsche. The number 21 driver leads the charge here tonight. Justin Cutler in P2, the number 35 Nissan GTR in second place. Then we have Nate Roberts, separated by 67 thousandths, and the number 6 BMW. Ryan Conrad, the 4th place driver in the 879, the first of the Pro-Am drivers. Then KO Jr., the number 29, 9/10 back on this attempt. Wilson Ho in the 888 for Six Sigma Racing is going to be the 2nd place Pro-Am driver. Nicholas Kindred, only slow on Tuesday, is driving the 878 McLaren. Nathan Baer, the number 72, driving the lonely Lamborghini out here tonight. And Benjamin Hyun, the number 38 FAF GTD driver, in the 9th place. Dominic Schumont, the number 10 spot is his. 87 is the car number, 2 seconds away from pole position. David Johnson, the number 221. Then Corey McNulty, the number 74, is in 12th position right now. BK, you got it, driving the FAF Motorsports, number 9. Chris Frazier, the number 14 spot is his. 23 is the car number, only slow on Tuesdays as well. Six Sigma Racing, the number 31 is Laszlo Toth in 15th. Enrique Santos Lopez, the number 77 in 16th. And we have Johnny Nickelford and the FAF GTD number 99 Ferrari in 17th. Balwea Isho holds on to 18th place for the FAF GTD team in the number 220. Alan Pena, the number 91 in 19th position, 4.9 off the good. Robert Tenente, a fan favorite tonight, is in 20th position, driving the number 92. Nilton Diaz, the Omega Racing team, 111, is in 21st position. And Carlos Alberto Notaro, the number 10, in 22nd spot. Take a look at the weather one more time. 24 degrees being the ambient temperature, 34 degrees being the track temperature. South breeze at 2.1 kilometers per hour with gusts up to 27 kilometers per hour. Partly cloudy throughout the day with warm temperatures overall. And this is the Misano Circuit, folks. See if we can get through the leaderboard standings. Justin Cutler with 79 points over Kevin Lee with 78. Ryan Nash with 71. Dominic Schumont with 56. Justin Gottlieb with 55 points. Points separating the two leaders right now, and then we have the top 5 drivers in the Pro-Am category. Rory Buchanan, BK, Corey McNulty, Wilson Ho, and Nicholas Kindred all line astern right now. It's just 2 points separating P1 through P4. It's anybody's ball game. Of course, there are 2 drop rounds that are being applied in this championship, of this 8-round championship, but it's still anybody's ball game. Top 5 drivers in GTD AM, round 4, 2 drop rounds applied. David Johnson, Laszlo Toth, Johnny Nickelford, Nathan Baer, and Chris Frazier lead the charge. And that will do it for the standings as of now, folks. We're coming around the good old hairpin. And into turn 15 we go. Turn 16, Curva Misano. Green, 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 away we go, folks. It'll be Ryan Nash cutting off Justin Cutler. The 3 wide in the background, though. There is a late break dive from, I believe, Nicholas Kindred in the background, who's only slow on Tuesdays but making moves, shaking and baking his way forward in front of Wilson Ho and Benjamin Hyun right off the start. It's going to be 2 wide further through the pack. A little bit of argy-bargy elbows out between Nathan Baer and Dominic Schumont. Schumont on the outside line for the Smash Bros Racing team. And that'll be Nathan Baer losing out, but no, Nathan Baer charges right on through to turn 7. And on our way to turn 8, it'll be who can break the latest. Dominic Schumont on the outside tries to give the big old pincer move to Nathan Baer, but Nathan is a bear in real life, and he charges his way forward. Holding on to the inside line, Dominic Schumont tries to defend from the cars behind, losing a little bit of speed and momentum there. And he is holding on to that inside line yet again. Around Curva Tramonto, we go. A little bit of chaos and calamity in the background, but no harm, no foul. Benjamin Hyun and David Johnson getting together there for a little bit of elbows out racing, but it looks like David Johnson bests Benjamin Hyun right now. Let's take a look at the cameras that we have available to us and see where the action takes us. Benjamin Hyun leads over Nathan Baer and Dominic Schumont right now. 3/10 separating the 3 drivers. It is quite close, quite hectic on lap 1 here at Misano, and we're coming through none other than Curva Misano as Benjamin Hyun gets a big tank slapper. You can see that Lamborghini getting awfully big in that rear view mirror. Now on the rear wing, Dominic Schumont going to make this 3 wide going into Variante del Parco, and he throws it up the inside, and that bumps out Nathan Baer to go further back. And they're 3 wide again. Corey McNulty, Nathan Baer, and BK going after it. And they are charging up the field. Schumont chops it up. Little fellow Porsche driver gets through, and Schumont is up into the top 10. 9th place is his. Benjamin Hyun falling back just a little bit behind Nathan Baer right now. No, he's in front of Nathan Baer, managing to hold on somehow, some way, but BK is able to get by Laszlo Toth. Toth just lurking and waiting in the wings right now of the cars in front, not wanting to get too tussled up in this 2x2 formation, but not wanting to lose out either. Ooh, Nathan Baer going elbows out with the Audi of Corey McNulty just there on the right-hand side of your screen. Pretty hectic and bumping, barging, banging, and rumping as the Mustang and the Audi come together and they squeeze each other again through Calvone, but the 74 of McNulty gets through on BK. Epic fight here in the midfield for these drivers. They are squabbling, battling, and charging their way through. The Mustang sticks his nose up on the inside, forces the Audi to go a little bit wide through curve of Misano, and the Audi covers off BK's charge and the run that he may have had going in towards turn one, but the Mustang still going after it. Laszlo Toth still in the wings right now, waiting for his opportunity to get involved in this tussle, but seeing with all the paint that's being left off into the racetrack, I don't think he wants to get involved too badly right now. He's happy being in third place, but he's behind David Johnson and Nathan Baer, who are way further up the road right now. He's got a pack of 3 Pro-Am drivers that he's got to get past before he can even fight Nathan Baer one more time. The Mustang looks to the inside. The Audi covers it off. The 74 goes a little bit deep and wide, was sold the dummy on that attempt and just did not have the stopping power to get it planted. Ryan Conrad now behind Nate Roberts right now. This is just for bragging rights, not for position in class, but for position overall, trying to clinch a podium out of the Pro-Am driver. That would be a challenge, and that would be a sight to see. A Pro-Am driver out of his class, out of his position, just besting the rest of them. Checking in further down the field, Nilton Diaz leads by just about 2/10 as Chris Frazier gets the commentator's curse, goes a little bit deep and wide. And that'll be Tenente gaining the position into 19th. He goes past Chris Frazier, who went wide at Curva Misano. Nilton Diaz driving for the Omega Racing Team, the 111. Got 39 minutes left in this race. Plenty more racing action left to go. Justin Cutler trails by 1 second to Ryan Nash in the battle for P1. Nate Roberts 3 seconds and climbing steadily as he comes through the hairpin corner. And Ryan Conrad actually goes up the inside line at Curvone. And that'll be Nate Roberts gaining the position just for a moment and holds on to it. Yes, he does, in front of Ryan Conrad. No contact shown between Nate Roberts and Ryan Conrad, but Nate Roberts slowing down did bunch up KO Jr. into this battle. That'll be one more pro driver that Nate Roberts is going to have to contest with if he doesn't keep Ryan Conrad in the middle, the meat of the sandwich of the pro drivers. Tenente and Chris Frazier duking it out yet again. Let's take a quick look at this hectic battle, as Chris Frazier is not just slow on Tuesdays, but he's fierce and on a mission on Tuesdays to catch up to the rest of the field. And he seems to be doing a good job of keeping within spitting distance of Tenente out in front right now. Alan Pena also 3/10 away. There goes Tenente on a move for Nilton Diaz, as Diaz covers off the inside racing line. Tenente trying to go the long way around. Can he get it held onto the racetrack? Just barely does not. And that'll be a move for Chris Frazier to get by Tenente. Battle for the lead increases. Coming through curve of Misano, down to 4/10 of a gap. Ryan Nash, slow lap out of him, a 1:35.1 compared to Justin Cutler's 1:34.5. Nate Roberts being chased down by Ryan Conrad. 3/10 separates the two drivers there. KO Jr. 4/10 back right now, looking at Ryan Conrad like, hey, what are you doing in this position and what are you doing in this class battle? Get out of my way, please, and thank you, sir. Away Isho down into 21st position behind Robert Tenente now, and no, he did not take a pit stop, trying to see if something happened to him. Best lap, fast lap out of Justin Cutler on the previous attempt. 1:34.550 will be the fastest lap of the session. Whoa, there's a big wiggle, and there is bumping and banging. That'll be Wilson Ho in the Ferrari getting by Nicholas Kindred and David Johnson. That'll be Kindred getting past right on through, as Kindred had that tank slapper. I don't think the BMW expected it, and that'll be David Johnson who got collected, and that collecting a little bit of aero damage. In the meanwhile, Dominic Chamont 3/10 back from David Johnson in the number 87 Porsche. Benjamin Hyun, yellow flags being thrown out for him right now, going a little bit slowly, and there goes Kindred yet again off the racetrack, not quite keeping his car calm, cool, and collected through Curva del Caro. Falls to the back of this four-way battle. Ryan Nash, Justin Cutler, the 21 versus the 35 right now. This is the battle for the lead of the race, and they are challenging each other as much as possible. Ryan Nash looking to clinch as many points as possible away from Justin Cutler. Chris Frazier gets a disqualification, and it looks like Belwea Isho gets a 5-second penalty. And I'm hearing from race control that car 220 Belwea Isho 5-second time penalty for causing a collision on the opening lap. Unfortunate there. Thank you very much to our race control, and thank you very much to Daniel Tran, our live steward, for keeping us up to date on all the racing action. What is that? Senior Coconut asks, what is that colored block to the left of the manufacturer? That is their ping. That is the driver's ping and their connection to the server, Senior Coconut. That lets us know the driver's connection status as spectators. Hopefully that answers your question. Ryan Nash lights the wheels up this time around, 1:34.9, and Justin Cutler has a solo lap this time, a 1:35.1. Nate Roberts going a little bit faster on that lap, 1:35.6. Best the 1:36.1 from the car behind. Nate Roberts opening up a little bit of a gap from the cars behind, about half a second. KO Jr. is lapping faster than than Ryan Conrad. Too many Ryans up in here. Nicholas Kindred, Wilson Ho going side by side, elbows out racing. The 878 and the 888 looking at each other like a fine, tasty morsel on Thanksgiving Day. The 72 gets involved in the tussle, sends it up the inside at Curva del Rio. Manages to find his way by Wilson Ho, who is caught sleeping at the wheel right now. Kindred and Wilson Ho, the Six Sigma racing driver, both of them are in the same class. And now BK is looking at the 888 driver like, hey, you just got passed by true drivers. I want a piece of the pie. Can the BMW, excuse me, that's not a BMW, that is a Ford Mustang. Can the Ford Mustang find his way past the Ferrari out in front? The 888 of the Gulf liveried Six Sigma racing car. Car 23 is cleared of its disqualification. That'll be Chris Frazier down at the bottom of the pack. Track cut misdetection. Warning was given, I believe, by the game, but it was a track cut misdetection. And no action taken for the car 888 causing and then benefiting from a collision. Position was given back. That'll be Wilson Ho driving that 888 Ferrari. And we saw that incident happen live on screen, and that was taking place. And no action taken for the 111 car, sending up the inside. The 38 went for a move on the number 9 FAF car, but couldn't find a way by. The daylight did not exist at Curva del Rio. As I was saying, race control notifying us, no action taken, car 111 causing a collision. And the 111, that'll be Milton Diaz. And yes, let's take a look at Milton Diaz's car to find out what's going on there. The Omega Racing team and the 111. Let's take a quick look and see if we can get an instant recap of what happened here. Triple One right now leads this pack of cars. Oh, and they're about to go 3 wide into T1. Oh, no. And the Porsche just cuts the nose off and loses its ground on that occasion. Oh, no. And that's what happened to Milton Diaz. And I believe that would have been the 220 of Balwea Isho. And that's why Isho is down into 20th position right now. Ryan Conrad caught up to Nate Roberts quick, fast, in a hurry. The Ford Mustang trying to battle it out with the big BC BMW. Both front engine cars have similar characteristics, let's say, and the Ford Mustang is in a bit of a BMW sandwich. And I know we don't talk about sandwiches based on the bread, but it's more about the meat inside. But in this situation, we're definitely calling it a BMW sandwich between Nate Roberts and Cale Jr., sandwiching the only Ford Mustang running right now. And change for the lead. We're going to have to take a quick 30 for 30 on this one. See if we can get a quick glimpse at the overtake and how Justin Cutler was able to get past Ryan Nash. Up the inside he goes, licks the stamp and sends it. Nash had nowhere to go but to leave the door open. And that was a bold, brave move from Justin Cutler. Beautiful live replay that we just got. Thank you so much to the camera director for taking care of us. And the number 21 is now trailing the number 35. Back up at the front though. The 21 wants to find a way by the number 35. Can't find a way past on this occasion. Will he come in for a pit stop? It's only 28 minutes remaining in this race, but maybe doing something different than the car in front of you is doing might be the key to success here tonight. These drivers can't stop, won't stop. There goes Ryan Conrad, looking for a way by. Maybe he goes a little bit deep and wide right now, closes down the gap on the 6 of Nate Roberts out in front, trying to do his darndest to try to find a way by into turn 14. Can't do it on this occasion. Opens up the gap to around half a second right now. Checking back in with the leaders. This is where lap traffic giveth, lap traffic taketh away. They've already passed Carlos Alberto Notaro. Next driver up will be Chris Frazier, who has taken a pit stop. Although on a completely different strategy, we'll still have to yield to the blue flag rules here at the Pro-Am Racing Series, brought to you by Omega Sim Racing. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors at Next Level Racing, FAF for the love of the road, and Toronto Racing Simulators. Thank you very much for all of your support, keeping us going and the lights on. Nicholas Kindred gets hit with a drive-through penalty. And we'll keep our eye out for race controls notification if that is going to be due to track limits or not. I believe that is due to track limits violations. Nicholas Kindred getting hit with a drive-through penalty is huge right now because the 888 is within spitting distance of the car in front, and Nicholas Kindred is into the pit lane to serve that drive-through penalty. That will promote Wilson Ho into second place for the category, and a decent haul of points will come home to the Six Sigma Racing driver. Laszlo Toth still chopping it up with the number 9 of BK. A little bit of bargy between the number 9 and the number 31 here. Beautiful livery from the Six Sigma Racing guys. Their Gulf livery is iconic and stands out amongst the rest of the field. You can definitely tell that they're a cohesive team based on their Gulf liveries across the 3 different cars. I believe they're competing in 3 different categories. There goes the number 9 off and wide at turn 8. And now the 31 prancing up the inside, but that number 9 just absolutely licked the stamp and sent it. Maybe a little bit too deep there, but no, manages to hold on for one more day. Laszlo Toth falls back to BK. Who was that? Carlos Alberto Notaro is the driver that fell for wear there. Was no 3/10 away from Nathan Baer. Again, these are drivers that are not competing in the same class. I'll break it down for you one more time. 3 different classes of drivers. We've got the white plates that are the pro drivers. We have the silver plates, which are going to be your pro-am drivers. And then we have your red plates, which are going to be your amateur drivers. We have a couple different cars out of place right now. Nathan Baer, what happened to the number 72? A quick instant replay of what happened to the 72 going down in towards turn 1. Let's just cook it under the brakes there. Oh, and just spins around like a top, getting on throttle, loses the rear end, and it slips away from him. And that'll be unleashing Wilson Ho to chase down David Johnson, Dominic Schumont KO Jr. up at the front of the field, and maybe even touch base with Ryan Conrad and see how he's doing. Corey McNulty leads over Benjamin Hyun right now. Hyun driving the number 38 Porsche. That'll be third place in the category. BK leads over Laszlo Toth, 0.8 of a second here, separating these two drivers. David Johnson getting into a little bit of a tussle with Carlos Alberto Nataro. I imagine that race control will have something to say about that. McNulty goes off and wide, loses a position to Benjamin Hyun. See what happened to the number 74 as well. Was this self-inflicted? I think that car on the inside line threw him off, got on throttle at just the wrong time. And that'll really upset the rhythm of that corner. It's super crucial to get it right. McNulty trying to regain the ground that he lost after being thrown for a loop. JT Sykes saying, "Come on, McNulty, drive that thing." "I'm trying, Pops, I'm trying." Nicholas Kindred gets passed by Johnny Nickelford there, as Kindred is on a pit stop strategy. He has already taken his. Johnny Nickelford has not taken his pit stop. Dominic Schumach going a little bit slowly around the top of the key there. Don't see any cars around him that would have caused him to slow down. Doing his darndest. Number Schumach pits out right now. Number 87 out of 13th place. Comes in to serve their mandatory. Mandatory one stop in these races. Minimum 1 liter of fuel is required. No tire change is required though. It leaves some strategy to be desired from the drivers. I believe that was the 10 of Carlos Alberto Nataro. And Johnny Nickelford getting past Nataro on that turn 4 entrance. Nate Roberts opened up a 2-second gap to Ryan Conrad behind. It's fluttering around 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds. KO Jr. 1 second away from Conrad in the background. 5th place for him. David Johnson in 6th. Justin Cutler has separated himself from Ryan Nash by 2.3 seconds. There's your top 5. David Johnson in 6th place. Wilson Ho in 7th. Benjamin Hyun in 8th. Corey McNulty in 9th. Nathan Baer in 10th. And it looks like Benjamin Hyun is going slowly on the racetrack. The number 38 coming in towards turn 1 and loses quite a few positions. Trying to see what happened to the number 38. Let's get an incident review of what happened here. Ooh! Fishtail off into the gravel. That will allow drivers up to Toth and BK to get by, as well as Nathan Baer. Theo Jr. punching it out of curve of Misano, has the slipstream leading down in towards turn 1, sticks a nose up the inside. I'm not sure there's quite enough overlap there for that Mustang to take any note of that. And not enough there. Drive-through still out there for Nathan Baer right now, presumably for track limits. We are located in Misano, Italy, with 16 corners, 6 to the left, 10 to the right. Misano only has 33 feet of elevation change. This place is flatter than Paul Ricard. Can you believe that? Paul Ricard has an elevation change of around 100 feet. Track length of 2.6 miles or 4.2 kilometers. I still don't know what a kilometer is. Founded in 1972. Current layout from 2008. We have a 0.37 mile or 600 meter long straightaway here at Misano Racing Circuit. Looks like pit stops are being made right now for the 10, the 11, the 9, the 38. Blue flags being waved. I believe that would be for not BK. Who would that be in that car? Away at E-Show, probably, in the 220 in between himself and Laszlo Tar. Corey McNulty in and into the pit lane. Stomps on the brakes at the pit line. Looks to have slowed down the car just in the nick of time. Wilson Ho, second place. McNulty in third in the class. Ryan Conrad in first place in his class. Stop go 30 for Carlos Alberto Nataro, and that will really hurt his chances of any type of recovery drive right now. He's into the pit lane to serve that stop go 30. Pretty quiet here on the Western Front with 11 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Let's take a look at our Sick Kids video and see if we can get some donations driven for the Sick Kids Foundation. Stand by, folks. We'll be right back. QR code on the bottom left-hand side of your screen in case you missed it. Donating to sick kids to get the healing that they deserve. All around the world, Omega Sim Racing drives for a wonderful cause this season. So thank you very much for all the love and support you guys are giving to the Sick Kids Foundation. All donations are tax deductible, obviously. Alan Pena coming down pit road to serve their mandatory, and no other pit stop callers on this attempt. Maybe the 99 is, though. Johnny Nickelford will come down pit road. Yes, he is. That leaves the top 7 still out there to serve their mandatory with 9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Nate Roberts comes down pit road. He'll be the next pit stop caller that we have. Cheers for Matthew Egan for Justin Cutler. Well, Cutler doesn't need a cheering section. He's already in first place right now. Let's take a look at Justin Cutler trying to get around. I believe that should be Carlos Alberto Nataro, the number 10. Dodges to the inside line as Nataro blinks out of existence there for a second. Lap traffic giveth, lap traffic taketh away in the same breath of air. But cheers for your favorite drivers from your favorite fans all across the globe is never something that I'll turn down. So thank you very much, Matthew Egan, for the cheers for Justin Cutler. He leads by 2.1 seconds over KO Jr. and Ryan Nash. Ryan Conrad in 4th. David Johnson in 5th. Laszlo Toth in 6th. Nate Roberts in 7th. Dominic Schuma in 8th. Wilson Ho and Corey McNulty will round out your top 10. Oh no, and there goes BK in 11th position. He'll lose one to Benjamin Hyun, the number 38 driver. Race control has just notified me that car 221 was involved in a collision, but no action taken for causing that collision. The 221 being David Johnson. Seven minutes remaining on the clock, folks. Time is ticking away. With 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the clock by the end of my spiel, I have to wonder when the leaders are going to decide to take their pit stop. I know Ryan Nash and Justin Cutler are usually last lap pit stop kind of guys, but they might be pushing this one a bit closer than they'd like. 1 minute and 35-second laps. They've got about 2 more laps to get this pit stop in before the witching clock strikes 0. Nate Roberts and Laszlo Toth getting awfully close to each other right now. Toth not taking that mandatory pit stop just yet. He's within spitting distance of Deej Johnson. There goes up the inside line. Nate Roberts and the Bald Eagle Motorsports driver, the 06. KO Jr. has decided to be the first one that blinks, and he pits out from 3rd place into presumably 4th or 5th place overall, of course. Oh, and Enrique Santos Lopez gets touched in the rumpus by, I believe, Nathan Baer. The Grizzly Racing driver touched the rumpus on that occasion. Ryan Nash in 2nd place, excuse me. Ryan Conrad comes down pit lane. He is the leader of the Pro-Am category, the 879 Ford Mustang. Takes a quick pit stop, 6.2 seconds stationary, 42.6 second transient for Nate Roberts. Ryan Conrad still rolling out of pit lane. Give him a couple more seconds before his is concluded. 9.8 second stationary, 42.5 second transit. There goes Ryan Nash and Justin Cutler into pit lane. This will be a battle of the pit stop cycle right now. They're separated by about a second and a tenth on their way in. It'll be awfully close when they come out. Here's Nathan Baer and Enrique Santos Lopez. both drivers in the Pro-Am, in the amateur category. Oh my goodness, and they're inside of each other coming out of pit road. The number 35 of Justin Cutler just barely ahead right now. Do not look away, folks. This is going to be a last lap showdown between Ryan Nash and Justin Cutler. And Cutler hits the wall coming out of pit lane, and that slows him down even more. It generated a 1 second gap between Cutler and Nash on the way out the door. This is going to be a mad dash to the finish line, folks. 1 minute remaining. Johnny Nickelford crosses the line. 1 more remaining for him. Cutler 4/10 away from Nash, out in the lead. Ryan Nash with a 3.9 second stationary. Cutler with a 6.5 second stationary. It's anybody's ball game right now. Cutler, Nash, both going slowly due to lap traffic. There is a big wiggle from Nash, trying to close down the gap, and there goes the 21, spun around, and the 35, no hesitation, gets back on the accelerator. Takes the penalty, and the race stewards are definitely going to have to review that one. 5 second penalty applied to both drivers.
Neither has finished the race.
Oh, and 10 seconds applied for Cutler. 135 applied for Nash. Now that must be a mistake. Let's see. Final warning for car 35, track limits. 10 second penalty. 35 gets a 5 second time penalty for crossing the pit lane exit. Car 21 gets a 5 second time penalty for crossing the pit lane exit. 35 gets another 5 second time penalty for causing a collision. And that should do it, folks. I'm reading it live from the race steward. So I apologize for not catching the drivers across the line, but it'll be Justin Cutler in P1, Ryan Nash in P2, Nate Roberts in 3rd, Ryan Conrad in 4th, Dominic Chimont in 5th, KO Jr. in 6th, Wilson Ho in the 88 in 2nd place overall behind Ryan Conrad, David Johnson in 8th place, Laszlo Toth in 9th, Corey McNulty in 10th, Benjamin Hyun in 11th, BK in 12th position. And then Alan Pena, Johnny Nickelford, Balwea Isho, Nathan Baer, Enrique Santos Lopez, Robert Tenente, Nilton Diaz, Carlos Alberto Nataro. So the time penalties are applied after the race to give the win over to Ryan Nash. Absolutely amazing quality of racing that we just saw. Ryan Nash with an amazing charge, amazing pit stop. That was absolutely bonkers, getting to the very last couple of corners. Ryan Nash and Justin Cutler putting on a show for us all race long. But what about the man named Ryan Conrad? The Pro-Am winner did a fantastic job of bringing it home to the checkered flag in the lead of the Pro-Am battle. Wilson Ho, KO Jr., David Johnson, Laszlo Toth, Corey McNulty round out your top 10. Benjamin Hyun, BK, Nicholas Kindred, Alan Pena, Johnny Nickelford, Balwea Isho, Nathan Baer, Enrique Santos Lopez, Robert Tenente, Nilton Diaz, and Carlos Alberto Nataro will round out the 21 drivers. As Leo just said, don't forget to leave a like and comment. That'll help the algorithm and get us promoted a little bit sooner to the top front page. Thank you so much, everybody, for the love. Thank you very much, everybody, for the support. You've been a wonderful crowd. This has been round 5 at Misano for the Pro-Am Racing Challenge. Don't forget to join us next week, same time, same place. It's been a pleasure to be your host, as always. And most of all, please, please, please remember to stay safe out there. Have a great night.